Hello and hope all is well. I figured I'd make you a video reply because it'd be a little bit easier. So I think this is a really good question and something I was just talking about with a client, I think yesterday. So generally speaking, I think you have three types of barking with dogs, right? So you have defensive barking, you have demand barking, and you have nuisance barking, right? So basically barking to defend themselves or guard something or whatever it may be. You have barking to try to get something out of somebody, right? So barking because they want to go outside, barking because they want you to give them attention, whatever. And then nuisance barking, which typically speaking is just like barking to bark. Like you'll see some dogs just like bark their head off for literally no reason. Like you try to give them whatever it is that seemingly they want and there's no solution to it, right? I think that as far as the defensive barking, as a general rule for my clients and for myself, I don't like it. I don't allow it. I don't think there's any reason that the dog needs to do it. As far as the other two, the demand barking, I think is a good thing to nix initially for most owners, because I think most owners struggle with having control over their dogs to begin with, obviously. But long term, you know, obviously if your dog barks at you because they need to go outside or barks at you because they want to go play with their toy or something like that, as long as you have reliable control over your dog, I don't think that that's the end of the world, obviously. And then the nuisance barking is how much of it do you want to tolerate, right? So that's kind of more of a personal preference one than anything. To your point, as far as like the barking outside, which I would consider defensive barking, but you can get them to stop very effectively, this, that. I think a lot of this boils down to personal preference. I'm not here to tell anybody you have to live this way with your dog or that you have to enforce these things with your dog. But when we're dealing with people that typically speaking are struggling with having people come over the house to begin with, which is 99.9% of our clients, it's just not a good idea to give the option to like, you can do this sometimes as long as you have control over it, because a lot of people are going to fluff that and think they have enough control over their dog when they don't actually.